2NOOBSF1 presents two noobs on a mission to entertain and to get to 100,000 subscribers. Make sure you keep watching 2NOOBSF1 and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Tony looks, I like the British drivers. Tony, sadly not. he does like Europe. Well, welcome back, Tony.
To an introduction to the camera.
Well, this is it. This is our. This is in the way.
Welcome, guys, to 2NOOBSF1 after post review of the race of Australia.
A little bit tired.
Very tired. I've not slept yet.
Yeah. So we're playing Star Citizen.
Yeah.
For our next other gaming channel, Noobs Gaming. Yeah.
So
instant packed race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
We knew the moment they said it was going to be raining. I think if they'd have gone to Bahrain, it would have been boring.
I think it would have been three. It'd have been either Piastri or Lando.
Yeah.
And then Verstappen.
Yeah. Even that, I don't even know if Verstappen would have.
I think I definitely well clear of Russell and Mercedes.
Yeah.
Ferrari a little bit of an unknown for me.
Yeah.
Really think. Obviously, I understand that. That Lewis is still learning that car.
Yeah.
And there was times when I thought it's a bit of a hard learning curve.
Yeah.
But then there was bits in there when he looked like pretty competitive. I mean, there was a couple of times he was behind Leclerc.
Yeah.
And have opportunities, but I just think the weather everyone's a little bit cautious. Even Verstappen. I mean, he's supposed to be the master of the rain. But I think, in fairness, it was iffy. It wasn't like it was pouring down the rain all the way through. There was those moments when people would decide whether to come for tyres or not. You know what I mean? And I think overall, probably most people picked the right strategy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, given that that it was still when everyone came in for mediums, they had to come back out and get intermediates, didn't they?
Yeah. So I think for me, obviously the rain was the factor that allowed Max to sort of stay up the front, I think, and not be challenged too much, and without the McLarens bombing away. I think if it had been warm and dry, I think they would have bombed away. Max would have been stuck in around third. And I think this is a good one for Max. So I'm a Max fan, guys.
Yeah, and I'm a Lewis Hamilton. I think we both like McLaren, don't we?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Both like.
But
McLaren.
I'm not a Norris fan. I'm more of a Piastri. But
I prefer Norris. So obviously because he's British and Tony looks. I like the British drivers. Tony, sadly not. he does like Europe.
And so for me is they would have just gone. They just would have flown away with it. And I think Max getting second. It was good for Max because it's a race down where the car's fully not set up and they've still got a lot of work to do on it.
Yeah,
and he's gained 18 points. He's still going to keep him within that hunt. Yeah. And so for me, that any of those that he can do where he can capitalise and knock those points out on the early few races, I think that he's just going to get to. I think they've got to get to race 9, Spain.
I think that's going to be. It's going to be
an ask.
But the thing is, though, is that going to be like if McLaren have just gone
too far ahead? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that's what happened with last year. Max won the first 6 or whatever, didn't he? Well, he didn't win Australia, but it was like 6 races at the beginning with that
he had a nice lead.
Yeah, and I think Norris and Piastri was sort of midfield-ish, like sort of fifth-ish around that sort of. So and you saw how close Norris came last year. So if they get to 9, and what I feel is going to happen is once there's new rules in the flexi wings, I really think that's going to change the game because the flexi wings is going to give this massive scope. That's what's in my head. If the flexi wings give this massive scope, it might change the game, and Max might be able to handle the car a little bit better. And so that's what I think. I'm thinking in my head, Max needs to get to.
See, I'm thinking that we've not seen a true reflection.
No, I don't think we will for a few races.
And I think once we get to a race that's sort of neutralised, McLaren are second ahead.
That's it. That's
You know
the
what I mean?
thing.
Are they? You know, if they are, I think even removing the flexi,
Yeah.
they
Well,
might push them still ahead.
The thing is, being a second head.
The saving grace is obviously that they'll be fighting each other.
Yes. No, that's the other point I was going to
They
come
will
on
be
to.
fighting each other. So, and there's no competition with
Yeah.
Lawson. I don't know what issues he had, but it was Perez times
2.0.
You know what I mean? I know he's still learning, but it did. I think it was quite a learning curve for all the rookies.
Yeah.
That you can't take F1. You know that little bit of power takes you out.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? And you've got to stay off those grassy bits. You know, it's not 4x4 type land. You know what I mean?
No.
We're not doing rally.
See, that's the thing. See, Norris got lucky. Not obviously fastest in qualifying and led the race. And I mean, he got lucky when he hit the grass and didn't end up where
equally,
Piastri did.
Yeah, equally, you could say that Verstappen when he went off, he was lucky as well.
Yeah,
so it kind of balances up. And I think the last two laps, I think although Verstappen had nothing to lose, nothing to lose and everything to gain, and I think he was trying to push him to make Norris make a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, because he's seen it already. He's seen it come off. You know what I mean? But I thought he was going to be quite comfortable at the end.
I think Max was happy with second.
Yeah, I think he's.
Like you said to me, that mistake.
He's not in the best car.
Yeah, he's not in the best car.
You know what I mean? And he's making the most out of the best.
And that's what I'm saying. He needs to capitalise every week.
I still think that I think that Red Bull is it's in amongst that pack without doubt.
Yeah. Well, what we saw today is McLaren, Red Bull.
I'm too close.
And then the closest to them was George Russell.
Yeah.
And he was just dropping.
He was just queuing.
At one point, he was like,
It was
8
a
seconds
classic
behind.
queue, wasn't it?
We've always said this, haven't we? We've always said George Russell is the queue. Him and Alonso are the queue holders.
Oh man, it's pitiful.
So getting onto the race as well itself, like let's go from it sort of broken up into 3 to 4 stages,
little chunks, wasn't it?
So you had the start where it was raining before it dried up.
Yeah.
We expected the rookies coming off. Definitely expected that.
Yeah, I think it was a succession of rookies leaving the race.
That's it.
I mean, obviously Antonelli did well. He had his moments, and Bierman survived.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Hadja, got to feel sorry for him. That was like really bad.
Yeah.
Made it around the first corner, and then just
he did it. He did. And Stroll.
I was quite impressed with Lewis's old man for making sure that he put his arm around him. And the rest of it, because it must have been terrible for him. That's probably the worst start possible, apart from maybe just driving into some of the start. So yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah,
I mean, he's capable. So
first quarter, it sort of it went like I thought it was going to go, but again, it didn't go how I thought it was going to go. I thought there was going to be more of a pack. I didn't expect 3 cars to just drive off.
I must admit, I thought Ferrari and Mercedes would have been closer.
Yeah. I didn't expect 3 cars to drive off.
And it was embarrassing, really, to be honest. I don't know if it's because, especially when we know that Mercedes performs a little bit better on a cooler track.
Yeah.
And they didn't challenge at all. There's no challenge from Mercedes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work to be done in that place.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Do you know what I was impressed with? Williams.
Yeah.
I thought Williams was really good, really strong.
We'll see how Sainz gets on in that car, I think.
Yeah, definitely. They were strong.
Yeah.
Sonoda, and for most of the race, Sonoda was really good as well for Racing Bull. But I think that last checkout, the last one, put paid to his race somehow.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of incidents, good entertainment, some dull patches in fairness. So
yeah,
of just watching, and again, I think we were both frustrated by no split times for a lot of the race.
Yeah.
And we want to see split times.
Yeah, we want to see the times
all the time. I'd rather see that. I don't care what the compound they're on, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or how many positions they dropped.
They don't need a comp. They could just have a colour, red, yellow, white.
Yeah. They could do anything, but split times. When there was right at the head, Max was, I think it was dropped back like 2 seconds, and then about 3 laps later, he was like 10 seconds. It's like, well,
we can
surely
see where that is.
Yeah,
where he's losing
I mean,
that
obviously, when we get subscription to the tracker, we'll be able to see better
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was poor from whoever's involved in that, Sky or whoever.
Yeah. Probably the track themselves. Probably F1.
We'll
F1
keep.
themselves, probably.
I'm sure we'll probably keep moaning about it.
Yeah, we probably will. So going into the second quarter of the race, for me, I thought it was wrong for McLaren to tell Oscar to hold back. He used his tyres to catch Lando.
Yeah.
And then when he was on the back of Lando and had that DRS, he got told to slow down.
Yeah, I think it was a bit naughty.
Yeah.
But then they obviously let him have free reign.
Yeah, I think he'd used his tyres by then.
And maybe they just looked at the track and thought it's a bit too greasy out there to start fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then obviously when they were clear of the back markers, and then obviously then that happened when you push it too hard. But that's part of racing, isn't it?
Made no difference in the end anyway. But
no, but at the end of the day, they've got to be clearer.
Yeah.
And I suppose in some respects it depends if they said before in the team talks before, whether they said that this could be an option. If if you're coming to back markers, if we're predicting to be 1 and 2, there's back markers, it's greasy road. We're going to say to you, look, you got to back up. So that might have been part of the conversation.
Could have been, but for me, they could have maybe said it sooner. Like I said, he cooked his tyres, catching him, and then when it comes to the point where he was close to that,
maybe I mean, it was ultimately. I think it cost him about 3/4 second. You know what I mean? And he was fast. He was fast.
He was on a charge.
He was cooking his tyres.
On a charge.
But that's the difference, isn't it? Do you look at the long game and say, right, I don't want to cook my tyres because it's greasy, there's grass, all the rest of it. I'm just going to ease up. I've got plenty of laps. It's not like I didn't have many laps.
Yeah.
It was halfway through the race.
Yeah, I wonder if if in his mind he was thinking safety car at some point too.
Again,
wasn't it not long after that safety car came out?
Yeah, there was a few, weren't there?
I mean the first one.
Yeah.
Which where they all went on to
different intermediates.
No, they went into
dries. They went into their racing tyres, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that was a mistake. But again, I think team-wise, I think everyone did what they had to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even,
when you've got to make those decisions too.
Yeah.
Go on the medium or an ad for 2 or 3 laps. You've got to make
because there was that moment, wasn't there, when everyone was probably thinking intermediates.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've got to go for intermediates here because the track was still damp. You know what I mean? That was probably kind of sort of in the first, third of the race. It was like, because the intermediates were starting to get, eaten through, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, but then, as I say, the last section of the race.
That's what exciting stuff.
It was got spicy, didn't it? You know what I mean? I mean, when that view came round, and you had both McLarens coming off of the gravel, it was like, wow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was wow. Yeah. I bet Verstappen wish he was just a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Because he could have taken both of them.
Well, he obviously took Norris down the pit straight when Norris went in the pits. Like I said, that's where I think Norris got lucky that he didn't do what Oscar did and end up in the grass.
He had better control.
He had better control of it. And obviously, with Max going round after them, he could see that was a dangerous area to be. Should he have come in 1 lap earlier? I think he should have come in 1 lap earlier, but he just said then in the interviews he probably still would have ended up second.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it was a McLaren race at the end of the day. They'll be kicking themselves for not having a 1-2.
Yeah, I think Max will be happy with a second.
He's
he lost 7 points instead of 10.
Yeah, I mean there was not much. I don't think he could have done more.
No. Okay, so let's go through Driver of the Day.
Driver of the Day.
I don't know who won it. I don't know.
They've not said. There was no one really that stood out because there's not a lot they've taken, in fairness. I mean, I'd probably say it would be Lando Verstappen.
Yeah.
That's it. Had there someone side through the course,
it
was pretty.
But didn't Antonelli do that? He started 12th or something?
Yeah.
No, he was out in Q1, wasn't he? So,
So,
and he finished 5th or 6th or something.
So, maybe, but there was no one outstanding for me.
No, yeah.
It was just basically, trying to keep on track. That was the thing. Trying to be fast, but on the track.
So here's one I think Sky should have. They've got driver of the day. They should have moron of the day.
Moron of the day. So who should have that? You would do it with Haji, or Haji, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Moron of the
Not
day.
only if you crash your car out after the first bend, moron of the day.
Mine has to go for probably the Haas driver that came out of the pits.
Yeah.
After coming out from the safety car and almost smashed into Max.
Yeah, that was bad. That's
a race ending incident that could have ended up in.
Course for Verstappen had to check his.
Yeah.
That was a bit silly.
And the thing is, it almost then put the danger of the two McLarens having free to skate off in the distance.
Yeah, definitely. I was just trying to think who that was. Beerman.
Beerman, yeah.
It was Beerman, wasn't it?
Because it was Beerman.
So, but yeah, I think we should keep this short.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, guys, let us know your thoughts on the race. Did you watch it? Did you watch us?
Yeah.
We are going to improve this and our live and stuff like that once we get more into it.
Yeah.
We will have the track on so you can see the people going round. This is our first test.
This is going to move because I can't have it here. Let's go to go here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because all I can see from that is it's going to be looking here and I'm going to have this.
That. Yeah.
So, we'll move stuff around, tidy up a little bit as well because it's looking a bit poo.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we don't care because no one's watching. Ha ha!
Well, I think we've got about 7 or 8 people watching.
Yeah.
The last one. So, guys, where do you want to sign off? Should I sign off here?
Yeah, let's just round it up.
So
don't forget, we've got a gaming channel.
Yeah.
Noobs Gaming, which has got some fair amount of subs, 13,300 nearly. Tony's obviously expert, so he does most of the videos, well, 99% of the videos at the moment because of various things. But it's we keep going with that as well. So
Noobs Gaming.
Hope you enjoyed the content. If you have, then like, subscribe, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Leave your comments. How can we improve it?
Peace out.
2 Noobs out.
See you later. Bye.